Hi, I'm James, and as you're watching this, I'm actually living in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. So I just want to take a minute and tell you how we got there. My wife and I, Sara, were married in 1995. Neither one knew the Lord at that time, and we had no family around us. And as life often does, we were presented with some difficult circumstances. We had a number of miscarriages, and culminating finally in the loss of a pregnancy just prior to 7 months along, and got the news that she would never be able to carry a pregnancy to term. At the same time, I was dealt a little bit of a blow on the career and job front with a company that went under with not much notice, and I was kind of shuffling to find my way and find something else in the job front. Bottom line, the circumstances of life kind of left us at that point in time just kind of numb and broken and without hope. My wife had decided at that point, being an only child of a single mother, and her mother reaching into her 70s in Brazil, that she wanted to return home to care for her mother and to just get back to life in Brazil. So we ended up separating for a time. At that point, I was just as lost as she was. I had a career opportunity that came up in Texas. My family had all relocated back to Texas, so I moved to Texas, packed up, moved back to Texas to start a new job and a new life on my own. Shortly thereafter, there was another crisis in the family that came up with the death of a brother. But it was through that crisis that I came to know the Lord. It was at that time that I learned how God can put hope into your life, regardless of what the world's trying to take from you. In spending 4 days in a surgical intensive care unit, my older brother was in a serious accident and was passing. There were these guys from my younger brother's church that just kept showing up. Every time I turned around, there was 3 to 6 guys taking care of the family, asking what they could do, praying for us, praying over us. And I had never experienced anything like that before in my life. It really left me with a feeling, an awe of the love, the unselfishness, and the service that these guys were providing. I just had never seen anything like that before. And it led me to take going to church with my brother a little bit more seriously, and I really started opening my heart to the Lord, and really that's how I came to know Christ. I was blessed to have other people put into my life by the Lord that helped me to grow in my faith and in my walk. Spiritual discipleship was key to my learning and my growing and my understanding so that I could turn around and show the love of Christ to others, specifically with my wife. The Lord had left doors and windows open for us to get back together. We visited, and I've traveled to Brazil, and she's traveled here on and off over the years. The growth that I received from people pouring into me is now enabling me to move forward and walk forward in obedience and showing that love of Christ to my wife, which is why I'm traveling to Brazil. So I've learned in my walk with the Lord that God is not restricted by time and space, obviously, and hope is not restricted by time. It's been a number of years that we've been separated, but the Lord has worked on both of our hearts and made it possible, given that opening, for me to be able to move to Brazil and to be able to share the love of Christ and to share with my wife and to be able to move forward in our reconciliation of our marriage, and with all the hope in my heart for her to be comfortable and confident and to find salvation and believe in the Lord as well. And for the both of us to be able to walk forward from there to the glory of His name.